Come and get started on a new mission, a new direction, a new intention. Welcome to 5.8G Alive at Connections 50 Plus. I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite.
And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, catering to all your prospects in the third act of life.
Economic well-being, social gratification, personal fulfillment.
Join us on Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Connections 50 Plus Facebook page, YouTube channel,
and on Gael the Caribbean.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive. I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, one of the co-creators of Connections 50 Plus, and as usual with me on this show is my colleague.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite. That's the other co-creator of Connections 50 Plus, which brings you 5.8G Alive. Happy Wednesday or Monday, Jennifer. How you going?
Thank you. I'm going great. I am enjoying the carnival spirit. I love listening to all the Kaiso music. And listen, I went out for the second time. My second outing for the carnival.
You're fatter.
Party.
According to pretty. Yeah, fatter.
Yes. Yeah. So it's nice. It's really nice to step out there and enjoy yourself and have some fun. So yeah. I feel good. Yeah.
And as we start, we have to remind everyone, listen, our lime, our fete is on February 4th. So come on, it is a food inclusive. Walk with your drinks and your chasers. You're going to get food. Well, food and us is hot and well catered, all right? So
yes.
Just $150 and give Jennifer and I a call. The information is up on the screen and we will make sure that you're booked in and ready for a good line. All the fun will be there, the karaoke, the whatever it is, fun and games. Come and meet some new friends, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so Jennifer, what we on to today? Today is a special day. I think we can begin our discussion about master points. And
and we have a special guest, which Terry-Ann will tell you all about, introduce her in our next segment.
Yes, so let's continue with working with the tribe and let's get some direction about how we prepare ourselves for the master point. Last week, we probably, some people must say we roughed them up, We roughed them up. I have to be real about your assets, Some people and said, oh gosh, Terry-Ann. She was sitting looking at the show with her husband and her sister. You know who I'm talking about? And you know who you're talking about. She said, oh gosh, Terry-Ann. But if you had a little discomfort, that's good. I think that's good because we have a chance now to reflect. So we're going to be joined by Mary Fullerton and we're going to take it down a notch, but it's still very important in terms of how we manage ourselves to get to our master point. So take a look. Let's check out our tribe. As we said before, we are so happy to have joining us this distinguished cohort here. We're dealing with the 70 plus. Yes, you don't believe it. I'm nearly 70, but these two ladies, as you know, are in the plus 70. And we have, as one of our guests today, Mary Fullerton. Mary is a multifaceted person. Mary is involved in entrepreneurship. She's involved in human development. She's involved in charitable exercises. She is a prayerful and spiritual person. She is a believer. She is a dear friend to both Jennifer and I. And I think she's a fantastic example of what living an energetic, vivacious, multifaceted life on the third part of the third act stage is about. Mary, we are really, really happy to have you here. Welcome.
Very
Thank
welcome,
you.
welcome. I'm happy to have someone like you within my age group. So proud of that.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Terry. And good evening, everyone out there.
Great. Now, we have been talking about master points, and we are saying that, you know, every organization has this big sign outside master point. And we know that the master point is the place everyone goes to in case of chaos. It's a place where we go check ourselves, make sure everybody is okay. And from that point, we get prepared and we settle to go back. And Mary, one of your quotes, because you do a lot of Facebook, you're very active on social media in terms of supporting all persons to think about and put life in context, really inspired Jennifer and I, and we'll put it up on the screen. You got to step out of your comfort zone, be broke for a while, lose some friends, have some sleepless nights. Most people don't get it though. And we thought that this quote really reflected how our 5.8G cohort, and in particular, those of us in the middle group, wherever we are on the spectrum, could relate. When you look at that quotation, Mary, and you think of us, our master points, and preparing for life, what are your thoughts?
Terry, when I looked at that quote before posting it, there was a lot of compassion for persons, myself and others, who you know, at different stages in life, whether we are 50, 60 and over, but even teenagers and young adults, as you go through life stages, we find ourselves in transition. We are growing, we are learning. And we always look for that master point, but we want to stay there because it is safe and it is our human basic survival space. We want to be there. We want to make sure safety is one of Maslow's hierarchy. You know, so we want to stay there, and it takes a lot of courage to move. And the post I place on Facebook is really to encourage persons that it is okay to step out. And this one in particular, you have to get out of your comfort zone, lose some friends, you know, be broke for a while, have some sleepless nights. And it is a call for action to encourage people to take a step out of their comfort zone to achieve their goals. Now, what is also happening right now is many of us, many persons, cannot even envision what we would like for ourselves, where we want to go. Some of us don't even know where we are. And the quote brings a lot of reflection in that space.
Mary, I like that quote because, you know, that first line where step out of your comfort zone, especially as you get older, you get more comfortable. Where you are, when I say more comfortable, you sort of think, okay, this is where I'm at this stage. We are going again. You know, I had all the years ahead of me to do whatever, and it didn't work. You know, I tried this and I tried that, and it didn't work. So it's all well and good to say step out of my comfort zone, but at this stage, the next thing I step out, and that's the enemy because I reached there. So, you know, there's always this fear of coming out at this. They feel that, oh, this late stage, Hey, coming out. I know it here, I'm here. So let me just sit and keep quiet. We're going again. How would you address, someone like that, thinking like that?
So, Jennifer, if we look at our lifespan, if you are 50 in today's world of new sciences, modern medicine, you are now almost half of your life stage. How have you moved from birth, from womb to 50? Think of what you're going to do for the next 50 years. And look at where you are. You can't look back. And, we say it did not work. But on whose judgment it did not work? Because where you are is where you are now. So looking back and saying, well, I tried this and tried that, it did not work. It worked because, thank God, you're alive and you're well, and wherever you are in life, that is where you are at this point. So you have to look forward. You have another full lifetime to live. And if you are 60 and over, you have almost 30 years. What are you going to do with it? So that is my headspace with, aging and goals and visioning.
Yeah, so keep looking forward, not looking back. This is where we are now and how you want to live the rest of your life.
Correct. And you have, think of it, 50 years, and you're proud to be 50 years. You have done it. So what are you going to do for the next 50 years or next 30 years?
Yeah.
I think Mary and Jennifer,
Definitely.
that leads so well into the next part of the phrase, because that's the part that resonated with me and excited me. Be broke for a while. Because just as you said, Mary, we get to 50, we get to 60, we get to 70, and Jennifer is we comfortable. Oh Lord. And we remember the struggle, the pain. And that word broke, we associated with your financial status. But I see it as people will see it as any loss. I see it as any change. And because we've come here, we ain't going through that again. I've been there, I've done that. Everybody sort out. Leave me alone. I don't want to break anything, change anything, adapt anything. Good. But coming from what you're saying, Mary and Jennifer, and it is a theme that we use a lot. You have 50 or 40 or 30 more years. You've done so much in the past. Are you just going to float like driftwood throughout the next period of your life, changing nothing, breaking nothing? Especially when our generation, have so much experience breaking and fixing and breaking and repairing and breaking and redoing and breaking and recreating. So I just love that. Be broke for a while. Chill and be broke for a while. Mary, is that how that resonated with you?
Yes, because in anything in life, you must invest. You have to invest. And in my life, I prefer, for example, if I'm going on vacation, I will prefer to be broke for a while. Eat less, do less. So I have money to have fun. So there is a sacrifice, there's an investment. And nothing comes without an investment. You give your time, you invest your time, you invest something that you like. So that is being broke for a while. It is okay to be broke because there is a treat coming. So there's fun in it. You don't say, oh my God, I don't have this and I don't have that. And when you stay with that mindset, as a scarcity mindset, you are really putting yourself in that scarcity mode. But if you know, oh gosh, I'm going on this fun vacation and I am doing this, so I'm going to sacrifice this for this. So when you go on that vacation, or whether it is education you're sacrificing for, you know there is benefit, a reward.
Mary,
And so
lots of us exercising and dieting for carnival right now.
correct.
Running around the savannah.
So you know that being broke, we feel we live, we were educated or whatever it is, and that scarcity mindset. We come from that. We come from preserving to keep safe. We must, leave the money there. But by the time you do that, you don't know where it's gone. So if you can say now, look at this whole thing comes back. We can go into a conversation about money and money mindset.
Mhm.
And it is how your relationship with money can either this be broke for a while, be a friend with you, or you can run far from it. But knowing it is okay, because we will always have food, whatever it is. We will always have, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, there is always something to eat. So, but being broke for a while, it's not just vacation. As I said, it's education, it's learning how much sacrifice we make for our children in their education. But we don't think of making some sacrifice for our further growth and development, because again, we were nurtured to think that you go to school, you have some education, you get a job, and that job is to keep you safe for the rest of your life. And we don't think that there is further development and further growth for us.
Mary, I totally agree and could relate to what you're saying, because we tend to think from the time you hear broke, you're hearing suffering, no money, no hope. And that is how we determine broke. And only thinking money, money, money. Lack of money, you're broke. So then you don't want to be in that space at all. So when you just that saying being broke for what they said in the quote, being broke for a while, really, I like how you broke it down. Don't just look at it as financial. It's just not money. It's that you have that goal, you have a vision. I like your use of using vacation. And what came to me is that there's always, they're saying light at the end of the tunnel. And if you know what it is you're going to achieve, and that is why you say you sacrifice, or you allow yourself to do it out for that time period. Terry-Ann also mentioned the carnival. You say, oh, God, I have no money and thing, but when you know you're going to that party and you're going out and you're enjoying yourself, listen to me, you find any money for the ticket, we can afford money to buy an outfit. You understand? I'm saying I have no money, but listen, you have such a great time. After that, and you're going home, whatever you choose to do, you go. You enjoy it so much that you're glad next time you're going to do the same, just for a while, because there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I like the examples you use, because it's really brought home, hey, don't think of it as no money and you're suffering. Think of it as just a short time to achieve something great, So, yeah.
And we've come to where we are because we understand the sacrifice mindset. Sacrifice is not a bad word. It is not stress.
Yeah.
It is deferred reward. And so often a lot of us see that, we do it all the time. We want to achieve this, so you make provisions. But as we say, once we put it in life, we put it in money, we see ourselves being, oh gosh, how much has gone, and we're not looking forward. You really get, as you say, Mary, the deficit mindset, the broke mindset. But it's not
scarcity.
It's scarcity, it's scarcity mindset. And I think going into the next phrase, lose some friends. because sometimes I love the fact that it referred to both broke, which gives a sense of your assets. You're losing your assets, whether they're financial assets, real assets, and we've talked about that. But you know, the one that stays under our skin and has a lot of us grieving is the loss of relationships, the loss of friendships, the loss of, and I am not going to talk about loss in terms of death, but loss in terms of the inevitable growth that we must continue with. Even if we lose the colleagues, and even as we decide to go into something new, completely different, we leave people behind. And that is a serious source of grief for so many of us. Mary, how do you look at that? So do something.
The thing about it is, Terry, life is about growth and learning. And in that growth process, we have birth and dying. And every day we go through that grief of loss as we move on, because you're really moving on this journey. So there is death in different things. It may not be, is not only personal, but even relationships with things like homes or places, or, you know. So we go through that grief every day. But within that grief, it is also multiplied by, joy. Joy is multiplied. The amount of grief you have, the joy is many more than that. And so we don't notice it. And the losing of in relationships, as we grow, we are different. And the person you were yesterday is not the same person we are today, and will not be the same person we are the next day. And if we don't grow and we stay static, what happens? We start to deteriorate. And our same relationships will leave us in any case. So whichever way we go, we are going to be different in our relationships. A parent will have a relationship with their children, and when the children move on, it is a different relationship. There is grief that people don't recognize or don't speak about. But so that is just putting it, in the broader sense to bring it. Okay, so every day we go through that grief. The relationship too, you have friends, and as you start to grow, they want to keep you safe because they want to be comfortable. They want you to stay where you are. And you stepping out is uncomfortable for them. So they will tell you, why are you doing this at this time of your life? Why this and why that? But they're trying to make sense and make meaning of what is happening. And so we lose, because as you go, you get into new relationships. You only have X amount, 24 hours in the day. And as my children and myself have fun, we have only about 800,000 hours in our life, or 900,000, depending on what age you go to. So what are you going to do with this 24 hours of that 800 or 900? And, we are making decisions all the time. We love the relationships that we're in, and we are grateful for that, but we have to move, otherwise catharsis sets in.
Mary, again, it resonates. This, may lose some friends. And when we look at that, it just means you're releasing. Because, you always talk about, releasing any negatives around you. But sometimes it may not be that person, it's not that person or the persons are bad. It's just that, and you mention it, I'm just reinforcing that, is that where you are now to take you that growth you're looking at, you may have you going along that path, and it's just that that person's not on the same path, you know. So if you don't focus on your part and what you want to do, and you allow what is being said to you, that means you're staying with that person who want to be comfortable, who don't want to feel. And it happens so much in life. If you really look at it, in the workplace, at home, in families, all through, you know, that comes up with, it happens with this jealousy. Fine, you look at you, look where you are, you're doing so good. And there are situations where you could even be undermined. So you really have, I think, when we are very clear, this is what you want to do, and you bear no malice to those who may not be in agreement with you, then I think you could easily accept the fact that this is your journey. And if someone really want to be care about you and understand so much, but understand where you are and give you that support, then you're okay. And really know that you're going to be losing some friends in the process of your group, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, it's not that the persons are a negative. It is more about this is where they are, because all of us have a unique journey in life, and it is based on the decisions we make, on the choices we have at the time.
Yeah.
Every minute we have choices and we are making decisions. The decisions we make will determine the other decisions we will have to make. And if persons don't reflect, and this is where now prayer comes in to it. I'm not talking about praying and asking God for this and that and that and that and that. But prayer is also a reflection on us, on our lives, and being grateful. And every day we should have some mental processing of where we are, and clean out those parts that we don't want, and look, and it will be replaced by something different. So it is very painful to lose friends on the way, but having been through the process, as you look back, you recognize that it will be difficult, because if we are all in different journeys, some of us for a time will be together and then we move in different things. Our culture, our way of being would change. And so it is difficult to stay together. But we still love each other, but we don't have that connection as we had before, that sweetness in the friendship and the relationship. Again, it comes like a parent and a child, the child moving on. You don't have that same relationship, but you still love the child and you care for the child. The part with jealousy, from group relations, we learn that judgment and jealousy and so is really a natural human behavior. But once you're aware of it, and you now look at the situation with compassion, with empathy, because where that person is, it is where they are. And if there's jealousy, they have to work that out. And you shouldn't carry that, that person is jealous of me, so I resent them, or I feel icky with them, or things like that. Yes, you may feel uncomfortable, but always look at it from a compassionate lens, and you will be better for it.
Yeah. Great.
I can't help but think, looking at the two, we broke for a while, we lose some friends. Brokenness is a temporary situation because it's just a transition. Lose some friends it's lost. Something is going, but I would say not lost, different. And also that not all friends are people. Some of the friends are possessions that we want to hang on to. And Jen, we were talking about this. We talk about this a lot, especially as we get older and the number of friends reduce. We make
Yeah.
friends of things that we hold on to, and we clutter our life, our lives, our spaces with things that really, really serve no purpose or don't serve the purpose that they originally were intended to, and they have no fit going forward. And sometimes it's more difficult to lose those friends, the inanimate friends that clutter our life. A house that's too large, you know, just books and paper and clothes, jewelry, things that really, and these are the things that we have to protect, and we have to stay in the house guarding vehicles that we can't carry anymore. Those are some of the friends that we really need to realize are not fit for purpose anymore. Jennifer?
I agree with you, the attachments that we have to let go of and free, as I say, free a space, free a mind, you know, so that you can continue that growth. Yeah. And as Mary said, I like that the idea of, not the idea, and it's a fact, Mary, where you quoted in terms of, you know, we have to have prayer, you have to have that faith, you know, knowing that, yeah, this is where you are, this is where your friends are, some of your friends are, and nothing wrong with that. They are there, they deal with their situation. You are here, but don't, you know, add any animosity or anything to it. But, you know, keep that faith and keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing, Terry, it is very, very difficult. Again, our human instinct to let go. Because letting go again is giving that space, that emptiness that we do not recognize will be filled very soon with something else, because that is life. You know, you keep going along, and what served you yesterday is no longer serving you today. So we have it there. We are afraid to let it go. And it is not just, it is tangible things too, but also our minds. Because many of the things that we carry is in our head. For example, we talk about being comfortable, and persons will say, well, I retire, I'm comfortable, I am safe at home, I'm not going out there, it's too much crime, it's this, you know, and they're all reasonable, because you need to protect yourself. And if you're afraid or just trying to stay safe, it is okay, it is reasonable to say I'm staying home and so. But when you stay home and you are there in your comfort, are you really comfortable? What is it you are carrying in your head that you may be sitting or lying on your bed or on your couch or so, and you are miserable, you are frustrated, and the simple act of being among friends or someone or some new space just for a while, it may not be new, but it's a different environment. How that cluttered mind can you know, cease for a while until because your mind will not be cleared unless you make a decision to do so.
Yeah.
But just for a while, on that outing, it is going to clear, and you're going to be not happy, but joyous, because we could be happy with no joy. You know, so uncluttering the mind is important.
Yes, Mary, that is a very valid point. You were saying something else, Mary.
No, I'm just, it was just ending there with, we can be very comfortable physically, but our mind is going a mile a minute and can cause a lot of anxiety. That which we are trying to avoid, it's still there with us.
Mary, you know, it's amazing because I listen so more and more. I'm talking to peers and, you know, everyone is, I stay in home, yes. Is this, I'm not going anywhere, is that, and you're right, there's a false comfort because you know you're cocooning yourself. And whether sometimes you have to do it because you're in a period where you're broke for a while. And you just, in between, you don't have the resources, but you know you're transitioning out. But it really is dangerous when we put ourselves, deny ourselves, and you're saying words that are really you don't believe, and you're trying to comfort yourself by this is okay. I okay here when we know we are not. We are frustrated, we are lonely. And as you say, take this step out of your comfort zone. Just call a friend,
Yes.
call one person, go outside, go for a walk, engage with someone. And that fear, that loneliness, it will disappear. You don't have to go anywhere grand or do it, but just be in contact. Yes, you lost some friends, but make more friends. It is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, we think being secured is you know, we build this shell around us, and we are secured. But security is really about management and handling your space. It is not a shelter that you cannot go in or out of. It is handling that space. And we have to learn, because everything is a learning process if we're not doing it. We have to learn how to manage ourselves and manage our security, and don't be a prisoner in our world.
Yep.
Don't be a prisoner in your world, because it leads us right on, because prisoners have sleepless nights. You can't rest.
Yeah.
We don't have to be behind bars. So many people don't sleep well, but sometimes in transition, yeah, we have to deal with the sleepless nights, but we can't stay in a world of not sleeping. Mary?
Hey, Karian, we actually imprison ourselves,
Yeah.
you know, and that is because you feel that you put that barrier around you, you put your own bars, bars
And then
around
lock
you,
it and throw
so
away
you
the key.
feel, yeah. So this is you inside here, and nobody can get at you. And we have to recognize also that we maybe think we're protecting, we safe in terms of our, let me say, our bodies. But your mind, you know, you have to get that space. You have to allow yourself. It's how are you thinking? And Mary said about anxiety, and I know about that. You know, there are times when, you know, the pressure is so much that you don't want to talk to anybody. You're not letting out. You're not, you know, you're releasing the pressure slowly. You're not. You just sit there, you remain home, and somebody call you and you say, right, and say, yeah, all right, yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing great. I'm not going out there now because of the crime. I'm not going out there because, and you find all the excuses, but really, inside you is in turmoil, but you don't want to admit it that you're in turmoil, but it manifests itself in so many different ways when it comes into your health. And unless we recognize, as you said, we recognize what is happening, and you reach out to others, you reach out, as Terry said, you make new friends, you reach out to a professional, you reach out to somebody you could trust, and you get help, then you remain a prisoner in your space, and it is so important, especially, I go back to now. We blame aging for a lot of things that is nothing to do with age. You reach this stage and say, at my age, where are you going? At my age, I get to whatever. I ain't looking good. And they would say this. And at my age, it's always you hear they say, at my age. So we have to be in our cohort, we have to be very careful of how we blame an age. We have the age is the what you call the prison officers who lock the door. They have the name for it.
The turnkey.
Turnkey. You are your own turnkey. You understand? And we have to be careful about that. Yeah. So anxiety is real at this stage.
Yes, Jennifer, anxiety, we all from children, everybody at every age, we go through anxiety in our daily lives. And Terry will know, coming from group relations, we understand, we delve into anxiety and understanding ourselves in these moments of anxiety and how we deal with it, the impact on others, and how we are influenced in our anxious state. So coming back to that place of age and the turnkey, I see many of us can use age as a crutch to stay comfortable, or what we think is comfortable. Because in your early days, you will say, well, I cannot further my education because I am seeing, or further development because I have children and I have to take care of them, and all that is valid. And then we move on. Well, I have to make sure that I can provide for my future. So you working. And then you reach a space of semi-retirement, retirement, and you are now looking for another crutch because learning and growing is difficult. And if you have 50, 40, 30 years to go and you do not renew yourself, what are you going to do 10 years from now? And so we use it, and we do not have at this time our parents, to be talking to us. Well, you have to make sure that you in school on time, you're at school in time, they take you here to there, and you don't have that management. So you have to manage yourself. And how can you motivate yourself to move into that space? I believe that is one of the challenges that we have. And the solution is the groups that we are in. For example, what you and Terry, Jennifer and Terry, you are doing here is really helping people to move into that space. And there are many groups, whether it is in communities, friend group, and now with online media, on social media, you have different groups that you can join that will help you to accelerate into getting into something that you like. It is so vast now, you have no excuse. But we have no one to physically manage us and tell us, do this, come here, do that. And that is a challenge.
You see that no one to manage us. And I think that is why a lot of us take up the prison key, lock the door, and throw the key as far away from outside. So even if you have 30, 40 years to go. Age cannot be an excuse. Well, where to do? The crime, the environment. It's always something. And it's
Yeah.
important. It's important. But you know, Mary, if we get onto, we can't avoid it because we think we're comfortable, but it does come up in how we rest. Those sleepless nights, the worry and concern. And it bothers us because as Jennifer also said, we in turmoil, we restless, and the sleepless nights is not necessary. You lay down in your bed at night on your pillow and sleep. It is where is your pace? What's your anxiety level? All those things into not being in a place of peace. And not being in a place of peace is about being aware of what's going on, coming to terms with whether I am uncomfortable, broke, but knowing that I am moving either into a muster point where I can recuperate or in a muster point and getting myself rebalanced or getting ready to leave the muster point to go back, but go back re-energized, refreshed, and therefore I am centered. I am not suffering these sleepless nights filled with anxiety and so on. Do you agree with that perspective, Mary?
Yeah, yes, and to put it in a different way, the sleepless nights is where we can look at it both ways. We can look at it, so for example, for Carnival, how many sleepless nights we have, but we're having fun.
Yeah.
So it is a choice that we make. The sleepless nights, too, is what you're saying, Terry, that you know, that anxiety. But we don't have to stay there because the anxiety comes from the unknown.
Yeah.
Because we don't know and we are making stories. We make up a lot of stories. And the stories we tell ourselves will create that anxiety. And if we are to open our minds again to new learning, to looking at our values, that which determine what makes us anxious, and really go back again to reflection, we will see that a lot of the shadows that frighten us are really not the things that we make them out to be. And so it is something that we have to look at and use our sleepless nights as an investment to grow and to learn, to take us in a place of joy and fun rather than this fear and bondage.
Yes.
Mary, would you can you give like 3 simple steps to reflection, to really being able to go within and reflect? You know, some people might say, okay, but how do I do that?
The first thing I would think, Jennifer, as you say that, you know, our bodies control our mind. We don't think of it that way. Because if you decide you are going to get up and go to the gym or go for a walk at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you will have all good intentions, but your body say, you know, Jennifer, I feeling cozy and nice here. I am moving. You ain't going nowhere. Unless you have that commitment. So you see, we start with intention, but unless you're committed to doing something, the body is going to control you. So in that reflective space, the first thing you need to do is to get your body to be quiet. And that is hard. Because if you are walking, your mind will be going in different directions. You want to stay focused, but everything now is going, you tell yourself, I'm going to be focused, let me do some reflection, and you're walking. But things that you never saw before, that attracted you before, is going to pull you, and there your mind is going to go. So you have to work at it, be intentional. And every time that distraction comes, you bring yourself back. As simple as that. There's nothing more to do than bringing yourself back to your reflective intention. If you're at home and you decide to do it, if you say, okay, I'm going to sit and be reflective, and pray or something, that is the time you want to go for some water.
Yes.
You want to go to the bathroom. You're hearing something outside. You want to make sure that you're safe. And you have to say, sit. You have to totally be intentional and committed to that 5 minutes, 10 minutes to be in that reflective space. Otherwise, you would get up and you would say, but this is a waste of time. But remember, you are managing yourself. And as simple as it may sound that I'm saying, it is very, very difficult to manage your body and your mind.
I have to use that for me too, Mary. And this is just a light moment with me and my swimming. But as I told them, I learned this is one, you see, you must get over some fear that you had for your whole life. And I'm trying to do that, but you see the intention. I'm ready to say, see that. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna definitely refocus again, as you say, and you have to keep that intention there, because that managing your body, first of all, I think of your mind, but that managing your body, because if you can't, so you have to keep saying, yes, I can do it. This is what I have to do. And all the other fears, anything that come up, all what you're seeing, you just put on, like you say, put on blinkers and you just keep going. Yeah, thanks for that. I have swimming today and I will use that definitely. I will let you know how it worked.
We've been talking for about 50 minutes. So in our last few minutes, that last thing, because people are listening to us and they're talking, or it ain't easy for them. They have it good. But most people don't get this step out of your comfort zone. It's okay to be broke for a while. It's a transition. Lose some friends, change. You go through life, you change, you leave some things behind and you collect new things, and you have the sleepless nights, the anxiety, and it's all part of it, but yet some of us don't get it. Mary.
Yeah, remember, all of us, we are unique in our journey. And while we may feel that others don't get it, they are where they are, and it is up to them to make that commitment. They have choices, and it is a decision. No one is going to make that decision for you.
Yeah.
You have to make that decision. And the thing about it is, you may be comfortable today, but what happens in the next 2 or 3 years based on the decision you make today, that is what you must be mindful of. Because if we look at it now, many persons who are retiring, the decisions they made 40 years ago, 30 years ago, in their investments, in their savings, and so is determining where they are in their life right now and how they will move on. So what decisions you make at 50, at 60, at 70 will determine the future that you know, what type of life do you want to live? How comfortable you want to be? Because you can be comfortable, but you can also stay committed to being uncomfortable, because it's only in the discomfort you are going to grow and move on. That is going to prepare you for the future. If you stay comfortable, you will not be prepared for the future and you will be more uncomfortable. So this is something that we have to look at. We must always be curious. There's so many things in this world in life. And if we don't stay curious, we are going to deteriorate. A child starts from birth to be curious, and that is how that child grows. We cannot stop being curious. We have to try new things, do stuff that, you know, Jennifer, the swimming, you know, do things that we feel
Challenge us.
that challenge you. And when you are finished, you are going to be so invigorated that it is going to be a little stepping stone to something else that you would want to do. And the thing about it is, there is also fun in the fair, you know.
Yeah.
There's fun in the fair. Think about what happens during the day when you go to that swimming class. How much laugh
I'm
you
telling
laugh.
you.
And so you know, use fair as fun. Fear is something that we are afraid of, and so, but fear is also a motivator.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to stay, and we must have an imagination,
Mhm.
you know, a vision, okay, of who we are. What do I want to look like in the next 5 years? You know, what do I want to be? You know, do I want to be broken and sheltered and so, or do I want to be astute? And yes, with age, we have to acknowledge that the body starts to tell on itself. But exercise, there's so much research now on the value of exercise in aging.
Mhm.
And we feel, you know, long ago, you say when children are playing that they are wasting time. But play at any age is important.
Definitely. Definitely. Listen, this has been tremendous. Mary, we have to get you back. We took a while to get you here, but we have to get you back again because we really do have to protect those master points and have fun on the stage. Have fun while we learn and grow. It's truly been a real pleasure, Mary. Yes,
Hey,
Thank
thanks
you,
again. I am
Terry
remember
and
definitely
Jennifer.
manage your body. Yeah.
yes,
Yes, and to all out there who are in tune, have a good evening.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Step out of the comfort zone. Be broke, comfortable with being broke for a while. That's part of change. Lose
Yeah.
some friends are things, and have some sleepless nights. Anxiety is part of it, but we do have to live with it. And we all need to get
Yeah, Mary really, Terry-Ann, you know, went through all. I mean, she gave us so much food for thought and solutions and steps. Because, you know, you mentioned earlier last week, some people may have been a bit uncomfortable with the topic, or maybe still uncomfortable to discuss with their spouse or check themselves and really face the reality. But with Mary chatting and you know, giving us so much information, you know, those of you all who may have been uncomfortable, I think after Mary's talk, you should be much more comfortable to take action. I am, because remember, I mentioned my swimming. So I really think I am ready again to jump into that pool. So yes, I think Mary did a fantastic job, chatting with us about all the various points that you mentioned, Terry.
Great. So let us meet again. Just a reminder, on the 4th of February. Come, let's talk face to face about what we're doing in this must-avoided comfort zone, and Jennifer could give you a live update on what happened to her in the swimming pool.
Yes. So step out, come line with us, make new friends.
Definitely.
And enjoy yourself. Yeah.
All right. So till next week. See you.
Bye.
Bye. Happy Carnival preparation and fetting. Good.
50 Plus Tribe and follow us from Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Thank you for joining us on this Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive show.
We hope you enjoyed the lively conversation and look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We really love getting your feedback. Bye for now.